Happening today, the National Weather Service will survey this damage in Pickaway County. Mobile homes were flipped over near Orient by the weather that whipped through on Monday night. Mike McCarthy is there. He is live this morning.
And Mike, it looks like this mobile home park took a direct hit.
Kurt, it sure did. This morning there are homes like this one right here behind me that are overturned, and lives certainly have been upended here in Pickaway County as well. This right here is at least one of the two mobile homes that rolled in this mobile home park. And look where this one ended, completely upside down on its roof, coming down on the hood of this car as well. This morning, we do not know whether or not there was anyone inside this home when it did roll. We did notice there's this for sale sign right here in the front window. But we're also getting word this morning from the Pickaway County Sheriff's Office that there were some people who got some minor injuries when this storm rolled through. And it hit yesterday afternoon, and right along with it came that tornado warning here in the Pickaway County area. Not only did homes in this mobile home park get damaged from the storm, but also we've seen homes in the nearby area as well. But the Fox Lair mobile home park has some of the worst damage we have seen. And on top of all of that, families at this park evacuated their homes because of a gas leak that happened as well. People who were here say the worst of it all lasted only a few minutes. It certainly was a difficult afternoon that is now making for a lot of cleanup going into today.
And it almost sounded like a train. At first it was just like wind and rain, and then it just started to get louder and louder and louder. And so we were like, oh my gosh, I think this is a real tornado. We went and grabbed the kids, ran to the bathroom, and it was shaking the whole entire house.
What exactly caused this damage and whether or not it was a tornado is going to be the focus of a survey team with the National Weather Service today. They say they should have answers by this afternoon at the latest. As we come back out here live, what is really kind of bizarre about the situation, guys, is you have a home like this overturned and rolled, but the one next door doesn't appear to have much damage at all, and then the others just down the street don't appear to be touched at all. We do not know how many people spent the night here at this mobile home park, but we have also seen sheriff's deputies out here in the area just keeping watch of the situation overnight. We're live on your side of Pickaway County. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
Today, the National Weather Service will begin surveying the damage caused by that severe weather in Pickaway County.
We have video from a mobile home park near Orient. Mike McCarthy is live this morning with a look at what neighbors are facing now.
Jessica, for some of the families out here this morning, they are facing a long road ahead after what they said were some very scary minutes. We told you about two mobile homes that rolled at 5 o'clock, and this right here is the second one. You can see where it was right here, and then those strong winds came through and blew it right onto its side. This is the roof now pressed right up against this minivan. You can also see as we come around here how the wind ripped off the metal here, and you can see right into where the insulation is at. There are other homes here in this mobile home park that were damaged as well. But this is some of the most significant damage we have seen here in the area. We can give you a look around this area with some of the video we got just after the storm passed through yesterday, along with some photos as well. We're located in the Orient area, and this area really did get a lot of damage from that storm yesterday that also came with a tornado warning yesterday afternoon. The most significant damage, as I mentioned, is at that mobile home park. It is the Fox Lair mobile home park, and the Pickaway County Sheriff's Office says some people did receive minor injuries as homes here and nearby received significant damage. Families at that park also endured evacuations because of a gas leak. They say the storm was here and then gone fast.
Real loud roar, and debris was blowing in the neighbor's yard over there in the air.
It was like it was in a movie. It was so unreal. It was heartbreaking to see the houses just destroyed.
People out here described this as a tornado, and today verifying that is going to be the focus of the National Weather Service and that survey team due here this morning. We expect an answer from them by this afternoon. As we come back out here live, again, this is one of the homes that got the worst of this storm, but you'll see next door, this is an example of some of the other damage we're seeing. The skirting right back there on that mobile home also is gone. This morning, as the sun rises, we'll get a better idea of exactly how many homes out here suffered damage. Jessica and Kurt, we know some families did return here overnight, and the sheriff's office has been out here on patrol, keeping watch over these homes that appear to be empty at this point as well. We're live here on your site in Orient. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
Yeah, we sure feel bad for all of them. Thank you, Mike. We've been showing.
All right, people across Central Ohio will begin cleaning up the damage caused by those severe storms.
One of the areas hit the hardest, the town of Orient in northern Pickaway County. That's where Mike McCarthy is live for us this morning. Mike?
So, Kurt, where we are live right now, this is one of the spots where the National Weather Service is going to be headed today to figure out exactly what ripped apart this tree here in Pickaway County and did a lot more damage as well, because the downed trees or the damaged trees here in this area certainly are not the biggest worry this morning. Follow me over here. We'll take just a few steps and you'll see where a home has been rolled on its side. It is not the only one flipped here at this mobile home park. Others had metal ripped off them, and additional damage was done here as well. The storm hit yesterday afternoon, and a tornado warning was issued right with it here in this area. Other homes did suffer damage, but it sure looks like the Fox Lair Mobile Home Park got the worst of this. And for those families, they also had to evacuate because of a gas leak here at this complex. Those families told us the worst of the winds lasted only a few minutes. It was scary, and it was emotional.
So sad. I mean, I saw a woman on the ground crying, just laying on the ground crying because a tree had just went straight through her house.
There's a whole lot of trees back there, and they're just the pine trees laying over, and most of the branches are busted off. There's big trees there. You got a mess and a half over there.
People who were out here described what they went through as a tornado, but determining if one did touch down is the focus of the National Weather Service today. Its surveyors should be here at some point this morning, and we expect an answer from them by the afternoon. Certainly, as we come back out here live, it is going to be a long day of cleaning up debris, and for a couple of families here at least, a lot more work to do as well, as it appears they have lost just about everything they did have. We do not know how many people spent the night here at this mobile home park. Clearly, some of the homes are empty at this point, but we have also seen the sheriff's office out here from Pickaway County on patrol, just keeping watch over this ongoing and developing situation. We're live on your side in Pickaway County. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
Today, the National Weather Service is working to determine whether a tornado hit Pickaway County.
Mike McCarthy is live near Orient, where the Weather Service team will take a look at a lot of damage.
And Jessica, and in some cases, the damage out here is severe, like where we are live right now. This is where a home once was located. This morning, let's show you where that home ended up. The winds out here were so strong, this mobile home rolled, and it ended up all the way on its roof, upside down, coming to a rest on the hood of this car. We do not know whether or not anyone was inside this mobile home as this all happened. We did notice this for sale sign right here in the front window overnight. But also the Pickaway County Sheriff's Office told us overnight some people did get some minor injuries when this storm blew through. And when that happened, excuse me, it did come with a tornado warning yesterday afternoon. As we have been driving around this area, we have seen damage at multiple homes, both around and in the Fox Lair Mobile Home Park. Trees were ripped apart as well. Others were uprooted or came down. On top of all that, a gas leak at that mobile home park forced families to evacuate their homes as well. People say the worst of the winds lasted only a few minutes. It certainly was a difficult afternoon, and they know it will be a difficult road ahead with so much to clean up out here.
And it almost sounded like a train. At first it was just like wind and rain, and then it just started to get louder and louder and louder. And so we were like, oh my gosh, I think this is a real tornado. We went and grabbed the kids, ran to the bathroom, and it was shaking the whole entire house.
The National Weather Service is expected to get a first look at this damage in person this morning, and we expect a determination on whether or not this was wind or a tornado by this afternoon. As we come back out here live, the damage kind of is tough to show you because it is so dark out here, but not every home here looks like this. There are others just down the road that have some skirting missing and some metal missing. Others, it's tough to see because it's dark, have tarps covering either parts of roofs or parts of windows as well. So as the sun rises, Jessica and Kurt, we'll get a better idea of exactly how much damage was done out here. Overnight, we did see deputies on patrol, by the way, just making sure the situation out here stayed calm, as a lot of families are wondering exactly how much is gone. We're live here on your side in Pickaway County. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
Happening today, the National Weather Service will survey the damage in Pickaway County.
Mobile homes were flipped near Orient by the severe weather that whipped through last night.
Mike McCarthy is there live. How are things looking now?
So, Jessica, the sun is just starting to rise here in Pickaway County, and that's going to help us get a better sense of the extent of this damage. For instance, we just noticed right back there behind us, a tree came down in the storm. But that is minimal compared to what we are about to show you right here, where the damage is clear. Look at this mobile home. The winds were so powerful here, this mobile home got rolled not only onto its side, but onto its roof. And it landed right on the hood of this car. But this is not the only home that was overturned here as this storm blew through. Follow me across the street. This home also right across the street wound up on its side. Obviously, with this damage, that raises the question whether or not there was maybe anyone inside of either of these homes. We do not yet have that confirmed, but the sheriff's office here in Pickaway County did tell us overnight some people out here did get some minor injuries. Let's give you a look at the rest of the damage that we have seen here in this area with some video and some photos from the aftermath of yesterday's storm, which did come with that tornado warning as it rolled through right around 4 o'clock. Homes in and around this mobile park were damaged, but it sure looks like the mobile home park here, the Fox Lair Park, got the worst of the damage, where families also had to deal with an evacuation because of a gas leak that occurred. They say the storm was here and then gone fast.
Real loud roar, and debris was blowing in the neighbor's yard over there in the air.
It was like it was in a movie. It was so unreal. It was heartbreaking to see the houses just destroyed.
People out here described this as a tornado, but verifying that is going to be the focus of the National Weather Service. We expect to see that team from the National Weather Service here this morning and a determination on what caused this by this afternoon. As we come back out here live, some homes obviously substantially damaged in this storm, but others nearby received some more minor damage. Like as the sun is just coming up, now we're seeing the tarp here on this mobile home here just right across the street. And also, just to show you one more example, guys, right next door to the home that rolled, you can see this window has now been covered by a tarp, and a lot of the skirting here on this mobile home also is now gone. With so much damage out here, we did see deputies patrolling the area, just keeping watch over the situation overnight. We're live on your side in Pickaway County. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
Today, the National Weather Service is headed to Pickaway County to determine whether a tornado hit that area.
Mike McCarthy is live there with a look at the extensive cleanup that will get underway near Orient this morning.
So, Jessica, when that team from the National Weather Service arrives here in the coming hours, it is going to see a wide range of damage out here, starting with things that are very small, like this downed branch. Things like this are all over the place out here. Now that the sun is up, we can show you this for the first time this morning. This shed that got pushed onto its side. Look right here on the ground. You can see where it got pushed right through the dirt. Let me show you where it came from. Right over here, you can see the dirt square here. This is where that shed once stood. But the most significant damage out here is to homes. Look at this. This mobile home got pushed by those winds right onto its roof. This is one of two mobile homes that wound up at this park just like this. Let's show you some of the other damage we have seen so far with some video from just after this storm went through yesterday afternoon here in the Orient area. You're going to see some video and some pictures here. Keep in mind, a tornado warning was in effect as this storm blew through right in the area of the Fox Lair Mobile Home Park, which looks to be the most substantially damaged area here in Orient. For these families here, they also had to evacuate because of a gas leak. They told us the winds, when they really picked up, they were strong for just a few minutes. It was scary and it was emotional.
So sad. I mean, I saw a woman on the ground crying, on the ground, just laying on the ground crying because a tree had just went straight through her house.
There's a whole lot of trees back there, and they're just the pine trees laying over, and most of the branches are busted off. There's big trees there. You got a mess and a half over there.
And the people who were out here described what they went through as a tornado. But again, to be clear, determining whether or not one did hit this area is going to be the job of the National Weather Service. We do expect a determination from them on that by this afternoon. As we come back out here live, Jessica and Kurt, this is just one more new example we can show you of the damage out here now that the sun is up. This is an enormous tree that came down because of those strong winds yesterday. Despite all the damage we have seen out here, the Pickaway County Sheriff's Office says the only injuries have been minor. We're live on your side in Pickaway County. Mike McCarthy. Good day, Columbus.
Happening today, the National Weather Service will be in Pickaway County surveying storm damage. They're going to determine whether there was a tornado that touched down there, and if one did, how strong it was. Now, folks who live near Orient, there are cleaning up after that wicked weather hit home.
Mike McCarthy is there live this morning. And Mike, what a mess you have behind you.
Well, Kurt, there is no question about that. Here in between these mobile homes, there is debris everywhere you look, both in the trees and all over the ground. Everything from shingles that came off the roofs here at this mobile home park to pieces of the mobile homes themselves. This stuff is scattered all over the ground, and it sure looks like this is some of the skirting that got blown off of this home right here. We've seen multiple homes that have this type of damage here in the Orient area. But this is not the worst damage we have seen. You'll see that by following me right over here. There are a couple of homes at this park that look just like this one. The winds here were so strong, it actually rolled this home onto its side. Let's give you a look at some of the other damage we found in the immediate aftermath of yesterday's storm, which, when it did come through this part of Pickaway County, did come with a tornado warning. This was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and damage here really is surrounding this mobile home park, and the worst of it certainly is in the mobile home park, which is the Fox Lair mobile home park. The families here not only dealt with all of this damage, but right after the storm, they also had a gas leak after this storm. So they were forced to evacuate their homes and wait to return to see what was left. Certainly, they know now it is going to be a long day of cleaning up ahead.
And it almost sounded like a train. At first it was just like wind and rain, and then it just started to get louder and louder and louder. And so we were like, oh my gosh, I think this is a real tornado. We went and grabbed the kids, ran to the bathroom, and it was shaking the whole entire house.
What caused this damage is going to be the focus of the National Weather Service. That team of surveyors is expected out here this morning, and we do expect a determination from them by this afternoon on whether or not this was a tornado. Back out here live, if you can look at your TV right now, this is the first time this morning we have been able to take you inside one of these mobile homes that rolled. Again, to orient you, this is on its side, but you can see just the extensive damage in there. And based upon what we can see, it looks like this was a bedroom here at the back of this mobile home. Right now, we do not know whether or not there was anyone inside this home or the other that rolled here in this area, but the Pickaway County Sheriff did say that there were a couple of people who did get some minor injuries out here. We'll keep you updated, but guys, the glass is out here all over the ground as well. Again, so much to clean up, and we'll keep you updated with what the National Weather Service determines. We're live on your side in Pickaway County. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
The storms we saw here are... All right, Phil, thank you. Happening today, the National Weather Service will survey this damage in Pickaway County, the worst of it you see right here in Orient. A mobile home park really taking a brunt of the damage.
Mike McCarthy is there live with the latest.
Jessica, there is damage out here just about everywhere you look, of all shapes and sizes. Stuff like this is just about any direction from where I'm standing, so much so that we're finding new things every few minutes. We just came across this truck right here that has multiple windows that were broken out as this storm rolled through. And then if you follow me right over here, you'll see a couple of the trees that came down in this mobile home park. That one slamming right on the roof of that shed. Just a few steps away, then you have this one right here that got knocked over right at its base. The wind's strong enough to uproot this tree. But this is nothing compared to what happened just a few doors down. The winds were strong enough to roll that mobile home. What you're looking at there is the roof of a mobile home that is now on its side. Let's take it back to yesterday with some of this video from the moments just after the storm went through here in Pickaway County. We are really in the Orient area, and this is where homes in and around this mobile home park took what looks to be the worst of the damage as that storm blew through around 4 o'clock. This did come with a tornado warning as it happened yesterday. Most of the damage is here at the Fox Trail mobile home park, at least the worst damage we have found. The families say that they know it is going to be a long day of cleanup that they are dealing with after the storm came and went pretty fast.
Real loud roar, and debris was blowing in the neighbor's yard over there all in the air.
It was like it was in a movie. It was so unreal. It was heartbreaking to see the houses just destroyed.
The National Weather Service today will determine whether or not this was, in fact, a tornado. The people we have been speaking with in this community say they sure think it was. As we come back out here live, I showed you that mobile home that was on its side at the start of this report. This is one more look at it now from the backside, showing how it got lifted off where it had been placed and then rolled onto its side. We just learned after talking to a couple of neighbors out here, multiple people have told us there were at least 2 people in this home, and they were stuck, according to the neighbors, as this thing rolled on its side. They tell us first responders came out here and cut a hole in the roof to get them out. The Pickaway County Sheriff says any injuries out here have been minor. We'll keep you updated as the National Weather Service team hits the ground. We're live on your side in Pickaway County. Mike McCarthy, good day, Columbus.
And those teams will also be in 2 other parts of our state.